by psychologist and author Wendy Gregory and anti-bullying ambassador Alex Holmes. Morning to you both. And Wendy, you've written a book that sort of goes against what the advice is in a lot of schools, that victims should stand up to the bullies, they should think up witty remarks, or you've helpfully written a few. Let's just read one out. So if a child were to make fun of someone's thick glasses, you say a reply like, "The last ones were thinner, but they cracked when I looked at you," is what they should say. And there's a plethora of those in your book. Can you really teach the victims of bullying to be quick-witted?
Okay. The idea of the book really is to empower children so that they don't become victims of bullying in the first place. It's something, if a child has been bullied for some time, I would always suggest that they seek adult help. But this is really designed to stop that happening in the first place. It's so that children can show bullies that they're not scared, that they're not afraid, they don't really care what they say about them.
Easier said than done. If you're already scared, how can you trot out lines like that? There is this concern that if you're confronted with your tormentor, you're going to stumble over the lines, you're not going to say it properly, and it's going to make things worse for you, not better.
Of course. The Little Book of Retorts teaches that children should use a combination of assertive body language and smart retorts. So how something is said is just as important, if not more so, than what is actually said. It also gives them cognitive behavioural strategies for overcoming fear and anxiety. If you feel less anxious, you look more confident, and bullies don't pick on confident people generally. But also it teaches them to practice these retorts over and over and over again, to parents, to siblings, in front of the mirror, so that they have them word perfect.
Alex, I mean, do you accept some of the points that are being made there, or do you think actually the traditional thing of walk away, tell a teacher still works and is the only way really to deal with it?
I don't think these techniques do empower young people. You know, I think they teach a very dangerous message that bullying is a normal part of life, that it's character building. And at the Diana Award, we absolutely know that it's not. Bullying can make you feel shy, isolated, depressed, and suicidal. And we think that that's not the way to deal with it.
Briefly, Alex, then, what's the best way to stand up to bullies? What would you recommend?
Well, we've got 7,000 anti-bullying ambassadors across the country, and we encourage them to stand up with their friends and take a stand against bullying by holding their head high and not accepting bullying. If you feel upset, unsafe or uncomfortable, then you have to speak out. Don't suffer in silence.
Strength in numbers.
Absolutely. And in the school, there was a great example. We go across the country training young people to be anti-bullying ambassadors, and they have a really important role. Young people spend 11,000 hours of their life. I wouldn't want them to take away this handbook and, you know, learn things that are not going to help them in later life, because those sorts of insults cannot be used in the workplace, unfortunately.
Alex, Wendy, good to hear both your points of view. Thanks very much indeed for joining us this morning.